Oh, missed it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, so today we are going to be doing our video on Mercury and Jupiter conjunction and what happens when you have Mercury and Jupiter in the same house and the same sign in your birth horoscope, which is known as a conjunction. And sorry to make this video so late. I had family over this weekend for Christmas because we did early Christmas party because of the fact our second daughter could be born now any second. She could be born, especially after 25th. It could be any time. So this is why we wanted to get things done early. So I was so busy, couldn't make time to make the video, but then I promised it today. So I'm making it today. I'm like, no matter what happens, I'll make this video today. So let's talk about Mercury-Jupiter conjunction. So ladies and gentlemen, when we're looking at Mercury and Jupiter as a conjunction, okay, we have to take several factors into consideration because first of all, a conjunction is not really read in the normal way that you might read. It's not like you read the meaning and that's it. That's going to be always that conjunction meaning, no matter whose horoscope is it, because every conjunction, including just Mercury and Jupiter conjunction in 10 different people, will give 10 different meanings. Because of the fact, you have to look at the degrees. You have to see which planet is holding the lowest degrees, which planet is holding the highest degrees, what sign they're in, what constellation they're in, okay, what house they're in. And so this is why every conjunction differs, okay. And obviously, if you do not know, how to really study conjunctions, I've made written a book on it called Astrology, Conjunction and Aspects of the Speed of Light, which you can find at this link here. And especially in my conjunction book, I cover 2 all the way to 8 planetary conjunctions. So you get the idea of exactly how to study a conjunction and what they mean ahead of time. And especially you will find my book on destiny and careers at this link here as well. So what is Jupiter? And what is Mercury? Well, you kind of can say in the most layman terms that Mercury and Jupiter are brothers from another mother. They are the same breed, yet one concentrates on something else, the other concentrates on something else. Jupiter and Mercury conjunction literally can be summed up in 5 minutes. But there's a little bit of complication here as well. So we have to kind of go towards those details. Because Mercury and Jupiter kind of represents the same thing. They're both counselors, advisors, teachers, preachers. However, the difference where Jupiter and Mercury comes into play is by Jupiter is a higher philosophical planet. So counselor, advisor, teacher, and a knowledge of higher philosophy, higher spiritual philosophy, religious learning, going to your gurus and learning the true knowledge of this universe. Mercury is the same thing as Jupiter, but the thing is, Mercury is a logical and analytical planet. Mercury is all about, okay, I'm going to teach you guys math today. I'm going to teach you guys physics today. I want to learn geometry. I want to learn money management, finance. Mercury is this guru and a counselor of real world. He's not more about the philosophy, unless Jupiter is influencing it. Like in this conjunction, then Mercury is going to start doing things which Jupiter wants it to do. Because remember, Mercury and Moon are 2 very receptive planets. Whoever they sit with, they kind of start cheering for that planet. So if let's say Mercury is sitting with Saturn very closely, Mercury will start giving kind of malefic results of Saturn. But at the same time, he will cheer for Saturn. He'll be like, hey, what do you want me to do? You want me to do this? You want me to teach them a hard lesson through speech? Okay, I'll do that. When he's with Jupiter, the great benefic, he's like, hey, what do you want me to do? Teach them the higher philosophy in the most logical way? All right, I'll do it. That's what Mercury-Jupiter conjunction, Mercury represents when it's conjunct with any planet. So Jupiter, is this divine, spiritual, religious, philosophical knowledge. Mercury is more realistic. He's more like, hey, let's make some money through this knowledge. Jupiter's like, no, I don't want to make some money from this knowledge. I simply just want to teach other people. So when these 2 energies are conjunct together, because we know what Mercury is, and Mercury also represents speech, your literary skills, your writing skills. And originally in the Aries zodiac belt, Mercury rules the 3rd house, Jupiter rules the ninth house. One represents writing, the other represents publishing. So when these two are together, what happens is a person is highly intellectual. They're very intelligent. They're able to learn things at a very quicker pace. They're able to logically, analytically, and philosophically look at things. For them, learning and knowledge is everything. And they will learn and they will study knowledge, whatever knowledge that they're interested in, depending upon the sign and the nakshatra placement. They will learn it based on the house that they're placed. They will learn it through those things. Like Jupiter Mercury in the 6th house, in the sign of Virgo, can either make a person a great accountant, CPA, can make a person great with managing debts and monies. In the 9th house, can make somebody a professor, a priest, depending upon what sign nakshatra. Again, the basic meaning, as I'm telling you, is not always applicable because they're doing something. One with Jupiter Mercury in the 9th house can become a CPA. I've seen that. One is interested in spirituality, philosophy, writing. I have seen that too. Why do these two conjunctions differ? Because of the fact they were placed in a different sign, different nakshatras, different padhas even. But mainly these two things are doing the same thing. One wants to learn and the other wants to preach. One wants to preach, the other wants to learn. And they're both wanting to do the same thing. However, what happens here with Mercury and Jupiter conjunction is that they also kind of procrastinate a lot. Because Jupiter is this slower moving planet, okay? Jupiter takes a whole year to go through a zodiac sign. Jupiter really wants to observe things, analyze things, and then look at it from a philosophical way, spiritual way. Mercury is like a quick moving planet. It's like, all right, what do we got to do? Oh, we want to learn this? All right, let's do it. Let's put this into action. Jupiter, let's do it. And Jupiter's like, well, okay, how about we first see what this is doing? So then they kind of go back and forth. What do I do? How do I do this? Do I do this or not do this? Like if this conjunction is not receiving the support of Mars or Saturn, they might procrastinate too much. But if this conjunction has the action-oriented Mars or disciplined and organized and workaholic Saturn, then they're like, all right, we know everything that we need to know. Let's put it into action. They'll get up and their work. So some people will be like, well, I'm not a procrastinator. You probably will have an aspect or conjunction of these Mars or Saturn in your horoscope to get them to do that action. But mainly these people are all about using this. If you take a person with Jupiter, Mercury in the ascendant, I don't care regardless of the sign, and you will notice this even in your own chart. If I was to tell you to dig a ditch, if I was to tell you to do a manual job, you'll just be like, no, I'm not going to do it. I can't do that. You might be forced into doing it. If let's say you're going through certain economical bad timing, you grew up in poverty and you have this, you're the kind of person, the great example would be this. Good Will Hunting. The guy was digging ditches, janitor, working in a construction, but yet in his break time and his home, he's just always learning books, always wanting to learn, always eager to do things. That's the kind of person you are. You want to attain knowledge. When you attain knowledge, this Jupiter, Mercury, once you feed them, they start feeling happy. Yes, we are finally learning. We're learning something. And obviously these guys make some of the best astrologers because learning becomes everything for them. Where somebody who's an astrologer without these two planets, they'll have other things in mind. But for them, knowledge becomes very important. So mutual aspect of Jupiter-Mercury or conjunction of Jupiter-Mercury will show somebody who's brilliant at understanding the ancient knowledge. Okay. And as far as, when these planet controls the highest and lowest degree, because remember, planet that controls the lowest degree has the most important say in the conjunction. So if, let's say, we know these two energies are very similar. So how will they react if Mercury is holding the lowest degrees? If Mercury holds the lowest degrees, let's say your Mercury is at 10 degrees, Jupiter is at 16 degrees, okay? So Mercury is holding the lowest degrees. What it will do, it will quicken the pace of Jupiter to learn things. This person will actually be like, okay, I just want to learn this so I can put it into some sort of a logical and analytical form. These are the people who will learn and write about it. Make great writers. If Jupiter holds the lowest degrees, then these people will be far more patient. They will be looking at things in a more broader sense. They'll be looking at things in a more spiritual and more philosophical sense than even a logical sense. When they write a paper on, atomic energy or quantum physics, there will be some sort of a philosophical meaning and some spiritual language being used. Kind of like telling Deepak Chopra to write a paper on nuclear physics versus telling Stephen Hawking to write a paper on nuclear physics. Both of them will write it. One will be more philosophical, spiritual. The other will be more logic, mathematical, with calculations. That's the difference between Jupiter and Mercury when they hold the lowest and highest degree. But in the most basic sense, these are same energies. It's just that one is more realistic. One is about the real world, managing real people, being this money manager, this supervisor. The other is more about managing students, being a professor, teaching people morals, higher morals, philosophical morals. That's what this conjunction is all about. Okay? So guys, this was my analysis of Moon and Jupiter conjunction. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And again, if you want to know where your Moon is placed, or your Mercury is placed, your Jupiter is placed, what conjunctions you have, all that, check out the links here. Check out my books, including my consultations. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with our new Nakshatra series. Bye-bye.